All right, lads, let's just talk about the Grand Prix because what we just witnessed was an absolute thriller. Top three drivers still neck and neck. This is awesome. And this race showed how unpredictable this season's going to be. You've got Red Bull hanging on by a thread here, okay? They don't have Adrian Newey anymore here. They're fighting against the odds. But McLaren, they just pulled off a masterstroke. In fairness, I gotta hand it to them with Lando Norris, clinching the win with a flawless strategy with Piastri. And if you didn't know by now, the champion fight's going to be a hell of a ride, lads. Now we've got Norris, Verstappen and Piastri still in the fight for the top spot with the season just heating up. And let me tell you, Red Bull, they're holding on for dear life here, man. Their car's just not on par with McLaren right now. They're still in it. They're still in it. They're keeping their heads above water and showing incredible resilience. And I mean, if there's one thing we can take from this race, if the fight is far from over, the season has just begun, baby. And this is going to get really juicy.
Peter.
Okay, let's get real for a second. Verstappen struggling a little bit in the last few races. All right, he's done incredibly well, but he is struggling here, lads. And yeah, he's still max, baby, but the car just isn't where it needs to be. Yes, he put it on pole in Jeddah, absolutely amazing. But you know something? He was the last man on track, and the last man always gets the advantage. Well, most of the time anyway. If you're in qualifying, you put it on pole, it's because you were the last man on the track, which is a brilliant, brilliant move. And they strategically did this perfectly. And let's not pretend. It's hard to deny that the car isn't performing like it used to. And yet here they are, still fighting for every inch. What we saw today was pure grit from the team. And on the other hand, McLaren, okay, they've kind of got their act together. Piastri took the win today, but it wasn't just about raw speed. It was about strategy. And boy, do they execute. That was incredible. What was he? 10th? And then he's up to second position? Brilliant. You know, you can see a bit of a difference in the team dynamics here. And, you know, their car is fast. Their strategy is sharp. With Oscar Piastri there, they've got a solid foundation for the title. Now, let's take a step back. Now, first of all, by the way, got to give a shout out to my boys, Kevy Bray and Doug's. Literally watching it with them in a bar there a while ago. So, hey boys. I can literally see them laughing. Anyway, let's take a step back, lads. We're in the early stages. The pressure's already on. I mean, this is unbelievable. We don't have this many times that it's this close, this fast. It's incredible. And let's not forget the dynamic personalities in this fight. Lando Norris, cool, calm demeanor. He's kind of on fire right now, I'll give him that. Showing that he's more than just a second fiddle to Verstappen. And Piastri, oh, this guy's got some serious pace and a calmness, raw steel calmness under pressure. This is the guy that you want to bank on, man. And I'm telling you, this is the guy that will deliver under pressure. No doubt about it. Can Lando do it? There's a question mark about him. There really is. Can Piastri do it? 100%. Now, let's talk about the race itself. We saw the tactics, high-speed battles, and the way Norris managed his tyres and strategy to perfection to a degree. You can tell right away that McLaren, they've done their homework. They're learning here. They're sharpening their blade, lads. And when they needed to make those critical calls, they nailed it. They really did. And in a race like this where the stakes are so high, and those kind of decisions are the difference between victory and disaster, while McLaren, maybe you could say, maybe, it looked like a cakewalk. Now, maybe that's a bit too much. I'm not sure myself. We couldn't forget the underdog story of Red Bull, despite Verstappen still fighting hard, showing his experience and mental toughness. Even I'm not a Verstappen fan. And wow, man, I'm incredibly impressed. Absolutely brilliance from Verstappen and Red Bull. And then there's the other big question. What happens next? Will McLaren continue this dominant path? Will Red Bull pull out a stop that will surprise people? You've got to imagine Ferrari is kind of itching to throw their hat into the mix too. And there's always that possibility. But right now, it's clear that McLaren are the dominant team. So here we are on the edge of our seats. And the top three guys are still within striking distance of each other, guys. And this championship, it's wide open. It's wide open. We're still very early on in the year, but at the same time, it's enough to start piling on the pressure here. And believe me, I've been in this situation, and one bad race, even at this stage of the game, you're thinking, oh dear God, that's my championship over. Because you don't just have one other guy, you've got another guy on your ass. And let me tell you, it's going to be intense. This is, honestly guys, this is really, really exciting. And what we saw today was a statement from McLaren, and a reminder that Red Bull is still in the game. They're not going anywhere, lads. And I think they're going to be a real contender for the rest of this year. The pressure's on. Every race is a battle. This is going to be one hell of a season. So, what's the takeaway from Jeddah, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix? McLaren definitely have the car. They have really sharpened the blade when it comes to strategy today. That was brilliant. Lando Norris, there's been a question mark over him, but he's more than capable of taking the fight to the reigning champ. And Red Bull, they're hanging on for dear life, but you cannot count them out. To wrap it up, this season, I think is going to be an epic battle. McLaren, Red Bull, giving us everything we could ask for. And the fact that we have a three-way tie for the championship here, well, for now, is nothing short of just brilliant. Get the popcorn out, lads, and buckle up, because if today's race is anything to go by, this season is very far from predictable. And we're in for one wild ride.
Peter.